Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Secret Files 2 Puritas Cordis. So, last time, we managed to find and break into the secret archive of Cardinal Coubertin. We discovered that basically Puritas Cordis sets up these events, basically sets up the self-fulfilling prophecies. But shortly thereafter, Nina was captured and David Carell was killed when he tried to give Nina a chance to escape. And now we are back to Max, so let us read from our diary here. A terrible revelation. Nina and Vicar David Carell have discovered Cardinal Coubertin's secret archive in Paris. But what they learned there goes beyond what they had imagined in their worst nightmares. All the natural disasters arranged by the Puritas Cordis sect are leading up to the gathering of the world's leaders at the UN General Assembly in New York, where they are all to be eliminated in a single stroke. There is no time to start thinking about countermeasures, however, as mercenaries hired by Puritas Cordis shoot David Carell dead in cold blood and take Nina. Okay, so let's start looking around.
I can't see any weak spots, no matter how closely I look. I assume this apple hasn't always been white and fuzzy. Do I have to? Well, I guess so.
Alright.
This stuff is damp and moldy and stinks like crazy. Phew. The smell might be an effective weapon, but I somehow think I'd be the first to pass out, so I'll just leave it there.
Can we get some funny?
I'd sooner gnaw on my own finger.
Alright.
It may not be stainless steel, but it's pretty effective all the same. This looks extremely solid. This is for picking up trash without having to bend over. Very convenient for old people. Or lazy ones.
The other advantage is you don't have to touch it either.
I would love to oblige, but I don't have extendable arms. A cast iron stove door. Please note, a number of iron bars have been placed in such a way that my freedom of movement is somewhat inhibited. I think the members of the sect wear these hooded robes to hide their ugly faces. That's actually very considerate of them. Now, if I had rubber arms and a suit of blue spandex... Looks like an alarm button. I can't reach it from here. In any case, I think more than one guard will come if the alarm is triggered, and I can't overpower more than one at a time. A number pad for entering codes. How am I supposed to reach that? Yes, I want out. If anybody can tell me how to achieve that, I'm open to suggestions.
Alright, so all we have in our inventory is the apple. Oh, we missed the stove.
An old iron stove. Doesn't look like it's working, though. At least it must have been out of use for ages. If the stove won't come to Max, Max is out of luck.
Alright, well, let's just toss the apple at this.
If I manage to hit the trash picker and it falls in the right direction...
That's exactly how I would have done
worked.
it too. Knock it out from under there. So now we should be able to...
It's way too sturdy to tip over or destroy with a thin stick.
Not the frickin'... I want the apple. I guess we don't care about the apple anymore. Grab this.
Just need to pull the door off its hinges and... Done. Right. All it takes now is opportunity, a firm whack, and fast legs.
Follow me. Pat Shelton wants to see you.
Uh-oh. Tackling two people with my stove door is out of the question. I should wait for a better opportunity.
I am so glad you could make it. There is something I would like to show you.
Nina!
Max!
Yes, Nina Kalenkov and Max Gruber. I would love to leave you to properly celebrate your reunion, but we haven't got the time, I'm afraid. The reason for our little gathering is quite simple. There are some things you want to know and some things that I want to know. You claim it is a coincidence that while in two completely different parts of the world, you happen to develop an interest in the very same matter. How can you expect anyone to believe that? That would be highly unlikely, even if you were total strangers. But in your case, and your collaboration with David Correll of the Church Intelligence Service is certainly more than just coincidence. I don't know who you are working for, but you must know more than you have told me. A lot more. And yet, I'm sure you do not know everything. So let us make a deal. I will now show you what you want to know. You see, truth is like an eternal flame. You can try to conceal it, try to shade it, but it cannot be extinguished. And the truth has long stopped hiding its ugly face behind the veil of technology and progress. It shows its terrible grimace day by day. 660 children starve to death every hour. Millions of people slave away in horrible, degrading circumstances, while their bosses become richer and fatter all the time. The deserts are expanding, the polar caps are melting, the ozone hole is growing, the climactic catastrophe is at hand! Every day, we do our best to destroy our planet with all the powers at our command. Today alone, another 140 or so animal and plant species have become extinct.
I know, it's terrible. So, can you make this world a better place?
Yes, I can. Zandona was a great prophet. Too great for his time. His vision could not be brought to life in the 17th century. Today, things are different.
Vision? Zandona never had any visions. He was just a very sick man who wanted to destroy the world.
Destroy? How blind you are! He never wanted to destroy the world! He only wished to root out the evil that is responsible for all the destruction in our world! I will show you. This is La Palma, one of the Canary Islands, a paradise for sun-loving tourists. For us, the island holds quite another fascination, the Cumbre Vieja volcano. The brittle western slope of the volcano is covered in clefts and fissures where water has collected. And now for the interesting part. By placing several bombs in carefully calculated spots, we can use thermonuclear explosions to heat that water so that it will evaporate instantaneously. If you had paid attention in your physics classes, you would know that such a sudden evaporation of water would create sufficient pressure to shatter the volcano's brittle slope and send it crashing into the sea. Can you guess what comes next? That's right, a tsunami. Waves 200 meters high will charge across the Atlantic with the speed of an airplane. The tsunami will sweep across the east coast of the United States. New York will disappear in an apocalyptic flood, taking with it the self-proclaimed rulers of the world who are currently squabbling in blind incompetence at the UN headquarters. The resulting vacuum of power will be filled by our followers, some of whom have been biding their time in key positions for decades. They will take control and lead humankind to a new golden age.
I have problems with that, man.
Except for the people on the East Coast. I guess you won't be leading them anywhere.
Haven't you been listening to me? I told you this is about saving the world.
By leaving millions of people to drown? How is that saving them?
I am saving them from their own destructiveness. They would kill each other anyway, sooner or later. But in that case, not just a couple of million people would die, but the basis for our existence on this planet would be permanently destroyed. Don't you see? Those who hold the power in this world are leading us to our doom, day by day. But now, we have a chance of seizing this evil by the root and wiping it out, once and for all. Without its rulers, humankind will be as helpless as a flock of sheep without a shepherd. They will turn to God and to Puritas Cordis, for we are the ones who saw the catastrophe coming and who know how to avert any further disasters.
And nobody suspects that Puritas Cordis caused those disasters in the first place.
It does not befit the sheep to question the will of the shepherd. We will teach people to live devoutly. We will teach them the ways of Zandona, and we will welcome them to the new state of God. They will be led by our supporters, chosen from among the wisest of the wise and the most pious of the devout.
And what will your role be in that state?
Mine will be the voice that proclaims the will of God.
In other words, you will rule over all the rest. So this is really about power, as always.
Certainly, the power of the Lord. But that's enough of me, enough of us. I have fulfilled my part of the bargain and told you much that you probably did not know. At least, not in so much detail. Now it's your turn to uphold your end. Who are you working for? What do you know? Who else knows it, and how does the Church Intelligence Service mean to prevent the inevitable? We had an agreement! Talk!
Who are we working for? Church Intelligence Service? I don't know what you're talking about, but all that Zandona nonsense seems to have softened your brain. That's the only explanation I can think of.
I will not be made a fool of. Very well. You asked for it. You see the grave over there? It's fresh. All that's missing is a body. So, for the last time, what do you know? Who have you told? And what has the Church Intelligence Service got to do with it?
I think she would tell it all to save Max.
All right, I'll tell you what happened.
A few minutes later.
Not even a 3-year-old would believe that story. I gave you a choice. Alas, you made the wrong decision. If you think this is some kind of game, you are badly mistaken. A totally unnecessary death, brought on by your own foolish stubbornness. I should give you some time to think about the error of your ways. Maybe you will be a bit more cooperative when we talk again. Take her to the cell.
Oh, what have I done? Max is dead. I should have prevented this. No matter how, I should have prevented it. I was the only one who could have averted this disaster. I could have saved my father. I could have saved Max. Yes, I could have. And what did I actually do? I am responsible for the death of David Corell, who died trying to help me escape. I sealed the fate of Max with a single wrong answer, and my father will be next. And what am I doing? Sitting here in a cell, waiting for it all to end. I hope it will be over soon.
Really wish we had the original Nina voice acting. Hey, Max is live.
Everyone should have their own stove door. It's a good thing I carry all kinds of stuff around with me. I was supposed to be buried there. I never dreamed that I would someday be looking down at my own grave. I'm glad I'm out of there. Even if it were the last hiding place on Earth, Not even an army could make me climb back in.
Alright, so did our diary get updated? Did. An unhappy reunion. Pat Shelton has invited Nina and Max to a presentation of his plans, and they have little choice but to accept his invitation. Shelton intends to wipe out the UN General Assembly with a tsunami of enormous proportions, leaving the majority of states leaderless. According to his plan, the people will look for new leaders to fill in the power vacuum, leaders offering a way out of the string of disasters of the past few months. The solution, according to Shelton, is a worldwide theocracy under the leadership of Puritas Cordis. Is it too late to foil his plans?
A vase made of plastic.
So I have some problems with that plan. First of all, where the hell are they getting thermonuclear bombs from? I mean, those things are kept under pretty tight
The
guard.
gravestone bears the name Fifi. So this is where the dog is buried.
You know, if we assume they had maybe a dozen
Dogs have a right to rest in
to
peace.
start with, they,
The charred remains of a doghouse.
you know, even the Soviets or the Russians in the post-Soviet collapse wouldn't have lost track of a dozen nuclear warheads.
It's just a ruin, but even so, it is too bulky to carry around with.
So I want to know how they're getting these.
Okay, let's say spade.
And, you know, how do they not have the intelligence and special forces services of every major nuclear power after them? I mean, I know they said they had some officials in key positions, but surely that can't be enough to cover up all of this. And then there's the fact that his 200-meter tsunami is going to travel with the speed of an airplane, which means that it'll be detected relatively quickly, because you're going to have parts of the wave hitting Europe pretty immediately. And,
Looks like this is a guard's patrol route. There's nothing to see except solid bars and a wall beyond.
but that means it's going to take, but if we assume it goes like Mach 0.8, like a traditional large jumbo jet crossing the ocean, it'll take about 8 hours to get across the ocean. First of all, it's going to be pretty reduced in strength by the time it crosses the entire ocean. I mean, so maybe if it's 200 meters high, and if he's accurate about it being 200 meters high when it hits New York, it makes me wonder how high it's going to be when it hits Europe. He'd be wiping out Spain, parts of, well, all of Britain probably, a good chunk of it. You know, you'd be flooding that whole area. And then, second of all, because it's traveling at the speed of a plane, it's going to take 6 to 10 hours to get to the East Coast, which is going to be more than enough time for warning. It won't be enough time to evacuate the cities, but you can damn well be sure that the leaders will all fly out on their personal helicopters with plenty of time to spare, or their jumbo jets, and that they'd shut down any civilian trying to escape to give the leaders priority. So in the end, you aren't going to kill anyone of importance. You're just going to kill, 50, 100 million people for no good reason. Man, these villains need to go back to villain school.
There's no way I can squeeze through there. I'm far too muscular.
Yeah, sure, we'll call it that.
A vase made of plastic.
Okay. Date on anything?
I don't want to dig any deeper, and I don't want to fill it in. All I want to do is put as much distance between me and my own grave as possible. Even dogs have a right to rest in peace.
More of a right than these guys.
If I start whacking away at the doghouse just like that, it will make a lot of noise. And if someone hears me, then they'll start whacking away at me.
Alright, so we have a guard route. I guess one of two passages, okay.
It's one of those nasty contraptions that will kill mice. Looking at the size of that piece of cheese, I'd rather not know what kind of monster-sized mice they're trying to catch here.
Oh. Max, I need you to move this.
Looks like this is a guard's patrol route. Well, hello. You're not mourning my death, are you?
Max! Max, you're alive!
Shh, not so loud. Otherwise, that might change pretty quickly.
Max, you have no idea how glad I am to see you.
Who would have thought I'd ever hear you say that? Miss Kalenkov, you amaze me.
Of course. You don't have any witnesses.
Never mind. If seeing me return from the dead makes you this happy, maybe I should do it more often.
Just as crazy as ever, I see.
Would you really want that to change?
No, not really. But how come you're still alive?
I'll explain later. For now, let's concentrate on finding a way out of here.
Agreed. Do you have a plan?
No, not yet. You know me. But we'll think of something.
Okay, but be quick about it. Pat Shelton might come back at any minute. By the way, in case I haven't mentioned it yet, I'm glad you're still alive.
I just love hearing you say that.
Alright, now we have the option to switch around, but she can't do diddly squat right now. Okay, so first off, so let's grab that cheese. Oh, breaking our hand.
This should work. That way I can spring the mousetrap and still keep all my fingers. I rather like that idea. I just saved an innocent little mouse from a gruesome fate and got a big piece of cheese as a reward. The cheese is unstuck, my fingers still whole. With skill and with luck, I have reached my goal.
Alright, let's okay, I guess we're just climbing through the window. Game girl, that's... Alright, lots of stuff in here.
A pile of soccer magazines, aptly titled 11 Friends. This is used to cool bruises and sprains.
Everything that's
Soccer
nailed.
tips aren't going to help me now. I might as well leave them here. Little Red Riding Hood, Hansel and Gretel, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, 666, the devil's number and its significance in mathematics, the 7 deadly sins, and 150 delicious microwave dishes. Little Red... I haven't got time to sit and read.
Alright, let's see what else. Camera.
An instant camera, something of a museum piece in this age of digital photography.
We'll take that.
Did Pat Shelton use this for his sermons on television? Not that I really care.
Alright.
2 empty sacks. This model was built long before the invention of color television, but at least it's battery operated. Should I turn the television on or take it with me?
We'll just pick it up for now, I'm sure. We can always set it back down later, I'm sure.
A rickety old table.
Map, which doesn't let us look at. That's surprising. But, that's, I think, where we are now. Maybe? It's so hard to read.
A handheld game console. It actually still works, but there's no game inserted. This thing is so old, it's not even electric. It still works. One of those wire contraptions you're given when you buy cheap clothes.
It's funny. From this angle, it looks like a proper plastic. Okay, now it looks like a fire one. And I think that's everything. Can we use the sacks right away?
If I want to close the sack, I can just put a knot in it. That way I will actually be able to open it again.
Okay, so that comes later.
I have no idea where that leads, or whether there are guards on the other side. I don't want to take any unnecessary risks.
Okay, fair enough. wanted to take a picture if we're all bound up, but, can we, or any? Honestly, we can't really do a lot of good there right now.
Alas, I cannot see his most prominent features from here. But even so, Max still appears incredibly handsome. I just hope that he's got a cunning plan for our escape. I certainly don't have one, so I had better not disturb his concentration.
Alright.
Ugh, that stuff smells horrible. But at least the little critters in there are keeping me company. Since I happen to be tied up, I would have a hard time doing that. My stay in Paris wasn't so bad, but will I ever get out of here alive? I think I'm going to call the guard. Hello?
Why would you do that when Max is standing
What's
right
up?
Okay.
Why are you yelling like that?
These restraints hurt a lot. Could you please untie me?
Are you yanking my chain?
No. Why?
If I untie you, you're going to run away.
How would I do that? I'm still locked up in this cell. And I wouldn't stand a chance against a strong guy like you.
That's true.
Well?
No, I can't. The boss would kill me on the spot.
I'm hungry.
And I'm thirsty.
Yes, but unlike me, you can go and get yourself a drink. When I get hungry, I have to rely on you to bring me some food.
That's just too bad.
Starving prisoners constitutes torture, and that's against the Geneva Convention.
Geneva what?
The Geneva Convention. You know, human rights and all that.
Never heard of it, and not interested either.
You don't have to be. All you have to be interested in is the fact that I'm hungry.
You're getting on my nerves.
I know. Do I get to eat now?
No!
I'm freezing. In fact, I fully expect to die of exposure in just a few minutes.
Tough luck. This stove hasn't been working for years.
I somehow don't think your boss will be very happy when he comes back and finds his informant frozen to death.
Stop whining already. It's not all that cold in here.
Oh, sure. You can keep warm by moving around. I don't have that option for obvious reasons.
I am totally convinced that you're just trying to annoy me. But fine. I'll have a look at the thermometer. I thought so. It's almost 20 degrees in here. You're nothing but a pathetic crybaby.
Fine, so I'm a crybaby. Can I have something to warm me up anyway?
No. Russians never feel cold when it is this warm.
Would you mind telling me why you're keeping me prisoner here? What do you want with me?
That's none of your business.
Now look, I do think I have a right to know why I'm locked away in this cell.
I don't know, and I don't care.
What? You don't know either?
No, and I don't need to. All I know is you're not allowed to leave here. And it's my job to keep an eye on you. That's enough. Anything else?
Don't you even care why innocent people are being imprisoned here?
No. I care about how Tom Tomsk played. That's all.
Tom-toms? Are you learning to play the drums then?
Huh? Tom Tomsk is my local club. Perhaps not Russia's most successful soccer team, but undoubtedly the best.
People are being held here against their will, and all you care about is soccer?
Yes. Anything else?
That will do for now. Go ahead. Leave me to my misery.
As you say.
Alright, so that gave us some useful information.
The door has come off. Nothing but decay and destruction here. Since I happen to be tied up, I would have a hard time doing that.
The rest of
A
this...
simple robe made of coarse fabric. Since I happen to be tied... This button probably triggers the alarm. Since I... An electronic combination lock. That's the way to freedom. But there's still a guard between me and freedom, not to mention a few iron bars and the ties that bind me. I just hope that he...
So hopefully Max...
I've got to think of a way to get Nina out of there before Pat Shelton comes back. No time to talk. Decisive action is what's needed now.
Hopefully Max was around to hear that, so let's, hopefully now we can grab these magazines.
Soccer tips aren't going to help a pile of soccer.
Alright, well... Go this way then.
From that position, the guard can not only watch the prison, but also has a perfect view of the inner courtyard too. Not the best conditions for getting out of here alive. The thermometer is displaying 19 degrees Celsius. Guess I'm shivering because of nerves rather than temperature then. If I were looking for the perfect example of an evil mastermind's dim-witted henchman, I'd say I've found him. What am I supposed to say to him? Hi, I'm not dead. Would you like to change that?
They could whack him on the head with the spade.
If I'm too slow, he'll realize what I'm up to. If I don't hit him hard enough, he'll cry out. Either way, I'm done for. I had better look for another solution. Looks like this is a guard's patrol route.
Alright, so we can't... There. Of course it couldn't be that easy. What I want to do is put the magazine in the mousetrap. It would be corny, but it's a game, so it might work.
Soccer tips.
No matter what. I think I know the point of this. It's to,
The yard is that way, but the minute I step outside, the guard...
I'm gonna say, because I don't... I mean, we haven't had a game over state yet, but...
I think I'm... Hello?
What's up?
That will...
Is
Okay, so that's unfortunate.
This leads to the cellar. The guard will spot me if I enter the inner courtyard, and I'd rather not imagine what that would lead to. Time for an educational tidbit. Wild garlic is one of the first plants that bears feed on when they come out of hibernation, and is therefore also known as Allium ursinum, or bear's garlic. It is used for seasoning. End of lecture. This leads... A wooden bench. There are carvings on it, but I can't make them out from here. The guard will... The guard...
Where does that... Oh, so...
There's nothing to... There's no way.
Can slide... stuff down there.
I can't see anything to hold up.
Really have any?
The bars look pretty solid. There's no way to make them budge without very heavy equipment. Or dynamite.
See if we can find anything at the moment.
Use this as an aerial? Why not? It worked for my grandparents.
Okay. I mean, it's true. You really You know, you don't need anything complicated for an antenna, just a piece of metal that can pick up
Well,
signal.
the vase is reasonably clean, so in it goes.
Alright, so we can...
If I start even, I don't want to dig.
Can't put Oh.
I'll put the television down here for now. Should I turn the television on or take it with me?
I don't see a better place for it at the moment.
My stay in Paris. I think. Hello.
Let's see if we can get him to go in the storeroom.
Weren't you? You. I.
Just as I thought.
So
No,
would
no,
I?
that.
That. Would,
Okay, so that didn't help us. I think we gotta put it somewhere along his... I don't know. Doghouse, maybe? Grab that.
Should I?
Turn it off before... Yeah.
Should I?
Pick it up. Alright. Put it in the doghouse? It's, oops. That's a little upsetting, because that would certainly distract him, I think.
iron bars everywhere.
Okay, so she really can't do anything. She doesn't have any inventory. Ah, okay, I see, Data, Nina. Really, we can't use that to cut the rope.
I don't think I can untie her from here. Not with this, anyway. The cheese is The gravestone bears even dog. I was supposed to be.
Tell her. So,
If I were looking for the what am I?
what am I missing? Because I've got to be missing. Please take the...
Soccer tips aren't. An old I'll put the television down here for now. Should I turn the television on or take it with me?
Try that. Yeah, he gotta walk past here. That should hopefully get him out of here.
My stay in Paris. I think I'm.
What's up?
Weren't it? You may have.
No.
I.
just as I thought.
That would.
Is
How did that work? Oh, it didn't? Really? You won from me, game.
There's some boring soccer game on TV. A team wearing black and white is playing against another team wearing white and black. There's no sound either, which might be a good thing, at least with certain soccer commentators. Did Patch...
Okay, well that's unfortunate.
Should I turn... I haven't...
Find this. Anything.
The guard will...
I don't suppose this if we just... Really?
The temperature display has dropped down to 8 degrees.
Am I staying? I think of how.
what's up?
It's
Cool.
I'll.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you know? You're right. Looks like the temperature has dropped quite a bit. It's down to a mere 8 degrees Celsius now. That's odd. I still feel cozy and warm.
It's probably the vodka. So, can I have something to warm me up now?
Share my vodka? Forget it. But I'm sure that nobody needs this cowl here. I can cover you with that. Don't do anything stupid though. Right. And now, be quiet.
All right. Thanks. That will do for now. Go ahead. Leave me to my misery.
As you say.
Alright. I thought we had to get rid of him to use the cold spray, but apparently not.
The bars look...
Now we can,
I would love to oblige.
Nina.
Yes?
You look a little warm. Wouldn't you like to take something off?
Is that all you can think about, even in this situation?
Not really, but for now, the cowl is most important. I'll see to the rest later.
Don't you dare.
I love it when you're helpless. I've got the cowl, and Nina is cold again. Life is all about giving and taking.
Alright, now we can... This part at least. And we can take...
If I want to... This model was... I think the members of the sect wear the... It's the perfect disguise, as long as I'm not forced to remove the hood.
Oh, okay. Didn't have to sew the hood on.
Time for... It's always a good idea to have some herbs handy. Not that I have the faintest clue what I might need them for. The hatch is secured with a heavy padlock. There's no way I can get it open.
See if we can talk to him.
How do I talk to him? Maybe I should pretend I'm a member of Puritas Cordis. But how do those people talk? He doesn't look very bright to me. I'll try the redneck approach then.
Hi there. Who are you? Don't think I know you. You new?
Hi. Well, not really new, but I don't know you either. Are you one of them?
Them?
You know, those sect people.
Sect people? You mean Puritas Cordis, so you're not with them?
No, I was just hired as a guard. Weren't you? Then maybe you can tell me something about Puritas whatever?
Can I? Not really.
No, I'm just a simple guard, too. I don't know what exactly they're up to.
Okay, that's a relief.
Why? You got a problem with them?
No, they always pay my wages right on time. Still, I find them a little creepy.
Shouldn't you go check if all is quiet behind the jail as well?
Who do you think you are? My boss?
No, but if anything happens because you weren't paying attention, I sure wouldn't want to be in your shoes.
You've got a point there. I'd better do my rounds.
Ah. Now I see, so. Alright.
I'll put the...
Yes, put it down, turn it on. Alright, jump through the window. Let's talk to him again.
Hey, pal.
Sure.
Who are you guarding, anyway?
I don't know, but the boss dragged her in himself.
The boss?
Pat Shelton, of course.
Right. And you really don't know who she is?
No, I somehow get the feeling that I've seen this kid somewhere before, but that's next to impossible.
What's with that odd grave in the backyard?
You mean where the dog is buried?
Yes.
Apparently, lightning struck the doghouse when Shelton was having another of his tantrums. He was yelling something about punishment from above just because one of the guards overslept by a few minutes.
And?
Well, the guard seemed to be quite unperturbed. That's when Shelton really flipped and threatened him with eternal damnation. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning struck the doghouse right next to the guard. The guy suffered severe burns, and the dog was grilled alive.
Oh.
The charred remains of the doghouse and the dog's grave have served as a kind of memorial ever since. And it works, too. I, for one, wouldn't dream of crossing Shelton.
What a weird story. Was that bolt of lightning just a coincidence, or...
Isn't it time you were doing your rounds?
What are you, some kind of slave driver?
I just want what's best for you.
All right, I'm going.
Alright.
The guard is distracted by the television. I'd better not bother him. It might put silly ideas in his head, like returning to his post at the prison.
Excellent. That's worked. Explore a little bit further.
Shelton's command center is that way, but so are several guards. And the only one who can get past them is Pat Shelton himself.
I think this door is the store. Let's just get Nina. Oh.
Hopefully, the soccer match will keep the guard busy for a while. I'd better make the most of it. An old iron stove. This looks a number pad for... There's a number pad here. I guess if you enter the right code, it will open the cell door.
We don't have any numbers, I think. Try 1663.
There's a number... 1, 6, 6, 3.
Oh, that needs more numbers.
Looks like an alarm button.
Oh, saying explode.
Someone carved symbols into the wood. Is it some kind of language? I don't know. I can't make it out. Let's take a picture of these carved symbols. Maybe that will help.
There we go. I bet this is the code.
A photograph of the... I could turn this thing on to illuminate the photo. Good idea. This will illuminate the photo so it can be seen in the dark. The game console's flickering screen illuminates the photograph of the bench outside the prison.
Right, but I want to look at it.
The game...
Ah! So, it's a bust.
The hatch is secured with a... soccer team. I have it. The thermometer reads 8 degrees Celsius now. Thanks to the ice spray, the thing is fixed to the wall with brackets.
We can fix that. Alright. There, go. How are we? I want to read the.
Nina, can you
Oh,
make
here.
out the symbols
Really?
carved into the bench?
Symbols? That's Russian.
Sure. That's what I meant. So what does it say?
Snow White, soccer, and devil.
Snow White, soccer, and devil?
That's what it says.
But what does it mean?
Beats me. I suppose it could be some kind of mnemonic trick for remembering something important.
Yes, could be.
Alright, Snow White, Soccer, Devils. So that's gonna be
Little Red Riding Hood. Hands on
7.
the Bible. Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. 666, the devil's number. A pile of soccer.
7,
Little
11,
Red
666. Alright, now we know the hint.
There's a number pad here.
7.
1, 1, 6, 6, 6. Let's see if this is the right code.
Fair princess, I have come to rescue you from the clutches of that evil dragon.
Max! My hero! Quick, untie me.
Have you got any idea how we can get out of here?
Out?
Yes, out. Or were you planning on staying for coffee?
I'm not leaving. You heard what Shelton is up to.
Sure, but what can we do? Shelton is sitting high and dry in his tower, and the place is swarming with guards. I don't think the two of us can frighten them off by just shouting, boo.
Then we'll just have to think of something.
Nina, it's suicide.
My dad is at the UN General Assembly.
Okay, that does change things. It's still suicide, but of course, we've got to try. First, we need to get out of here before the guard comes back.
Yeah, he knows what she'll go through to find her dad or to save him.
Wait here. You can't go out into the yard without a cowl. And even if you were wearing it, your perfect figure would just be too easy to recognize.
Max.
They're all men here, remember? If someone speaks to you and you have to answer, you'll blow your cover.
So you expect me to just wait here, twiddling my thumbs?
I'll think of something, but until then, you stay here, okay?
Yes, but get a move on. We have to get into the tower as soon as we can and prevent the detonation of that volcano.
Okay, I guess he got bored of the soccer game.
Oh, great. The guard is back in front of the prison, and now there's a guard at the tower's entrance, too. That doesn't make getting into the command center any easier. I guess there's nothing like a good challenge.
And he's armed, so we don't. But we got Nina out. That seems to be a good as place as any to cut things for today. So with that, thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for next time, and we'll see you then.